Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I am here today to share with you some startling news regarding Disney, which may have dropped their wokeness quotient by a third in one stroke of the pink slip by firing a major league woke propagandist in the form of Peter Rice. In a move that has rocked Hollywood, beleaguered Disney executive Bob Chapek has taken revenge on his enemy, unceremoniously firing Peter Rice without warning and signaling that despite bending the knee to the LGBTQIA MOUSE Woketivists inside Disney earlier this year, Chapek is still trying to right the ship and veer the company toward less woke, more centrist waters. Many will feel this is too little too late, but let me tell you folks, this is a huge move that has Hollywood reeling and could potentially signal a course correction inside Disney and inside the larger show business industry. But before we get to the implications of this move and what it potentially means for Disney, let's take a look at the basics of the story. The Hollywood Reporter just released an article titled "Disney's Peter Rice Ousted in Major Executive Shakeup." The article states, quote, "In a major executive shakeup, Peter Rice, chairman of Disney's entertainment and programming, is exiting the company," sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. Sources say embattled Disney CEO Bob Chapek summoned Rice to his office Monday and relieved the former Fox exec of his duties. The CEO, who took over for Bob Iger last year, is said to have felt that Rice was no longer a fit. This dismissal took place in a 7-minute meeting Monday evening, according to sources. Chapek told Rice that he was not a fit in the, quote, new Disney culture, unquote, to which Rice said words to the effect that he thought they were in the midst of building the new Disney culture. He asked in what way he did not fit, and Chapek responded, "Now is not the time," and dismissed him. Some of the town's most powerful insiders responded with anger. "Peter is beloved," said one agent, noting that he was overseeing a successful division. Referring to Chapek, he said, quote, "How many times does a person have to show you who they are?" unquote. It is notable that the board issued a statement in support of Chapek, who only has a few months left on his contract, unquote. Of course, The Hollywood Reporter is understating the case here, my friends. My source claims that Rice wasn't just fired without warning, he was ritualistically humiliated in front of the whole company. I am told he was frog-marched into Chapek's office, summoned onto the carpet, and his professional head was lopped off in a public way that was meant to send a statement.
Man, Chapek is not really known for this sort of bold move, Doomcock. This guy Rice never saw it coming, eh?
Oh, it was an ambush, Harvey. According to CNBC, quote, Rice, who came to Disney in 2019 after the company finalized its deal to buy 21st Century Fox, didn't know the firing was coming, according to a person with knowledge of the matter. He will be succeeded by Dana Walden, Rice's top lieutenant, effective immediately. Chapek told Rice he wasn't a cultural fit at Disney in a short meeting on Wednesday, one of the people said. Based on feedback from other Disney employees, the CEO made the decision Rice didn't work collaboratively with others and was more interested in controlling his own fiefdom, the person said. Chapek also felt Walden excelled in working with others, the person said, unquote.
I think it's interesting that Chapek told Rice he didn't fit into the new Disney culture. But Disney culture is more woke than a rat in a cement mixer. So what? Rice wasn't woke?
Oh, Rice was woke, Harvey. Rice was very, very woke indeed. Rice was a board member of the Walter Kites Foundation, a group that many of you haven't heard of, but let me tell you, this foundation is a key player in spreading wokeness and social engineering throughout Hollywood in a kind of ground zero driving wokeness into every corner of our culture. As that Park Place puts it, quote, "The Walter Kites Foundation has become something of a trailblazer in promoting identity groups over individuals. Not only does the organization promote diversity, equity, inclusion, but it goes so far as to advocate for belonging. That's a new category you might not hear much about from other organizations and which borders on the edge of a religious or spiritual concept. The organization advocates for an idea known as the, quote, renaissance of identity, unquote, or, as I understand it, the reemergence of tribalist thinking over individual meritocracy, unquote."
Yikes. They sound creepy, and this is coming from a guy with tentacles on his face. I gotta say, dude, that is really disturbing. Promoting identity groups over individuals? Sounds like communism to me.
Even worse than that, Harvey, it sounds like segregationist rhetoric, like the wet dream of racists like George Wallace and the Klan in the 60s. I mean, crusaders like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King wanted to erase racial lines, to bring about a world where a man is judged not by the color of his skin but by the content of his character. But this Walter Kites Foundation apparently wants us all to see the world through the lens of division. When we look at someone, the Kites Foundation wants us to see not a human being, but a category and a bunch of divisions. They want us to see what color this person is, if they're female, what their pronouns are. In short, what pretends to be progressivism is in actuality the same kind of nasty racism and sexism that we thought we had left behind in the 21st century. This woke philosophy is nothing but a Trojan horse promoted by useful idiots who think they're advocating a liberal worldview. But in actual fact, this divisive, nasty trash they promote is every bit as bad as what segregationists in the Deep South in the 50s and 60s wanted. When you see nothing but division, you divide people. And that's the kind of garbage that Peter Rice evidently stood for.
So what the hell did Chapek mean then, that Peter Rice didn't fit into the new Disney culture? I mean, Disney is woke as fuck, right? So what's up with this?
There have been some allegations in the mainstream media that Rice was a bit power mad, that he hoarded information and wouldn't share it across the larger company, that he was this, that he was that. But his overall philosophy, Harvey, was in line with the Walter Kites Foundation, engineering certain woke agendas designed to promote division, promote tribalism over individuality, and spreads what appears to my eyes to be a Marxist agenda throughout Hollywood. So if Chapek mentioned a new Disney culture, did he mean that despite recent setbacks, he is still committed to moving the company away from the woke agenda and more toward centrism?
Well, now you can say that, Doomcock, but Chapek famously bent the knee to the LGBTQIA MOUSE Woketivists inside Disney. So how is this consistent?
Well, Harvey, you see, here's where the revenge comes into play. Because remember the Reimagine Tomorrow videos leaked by Christopher Rufo in which Disney's not at all secret gay agenda was leaked, where it became known to the general public that Disney was obsessively inserting, by their own words, queerness into all their programming, particularly children's programming? Well, Peter Rice was responsible for hiring a lot of the people mouthing off in those videos. No, Harvey, it's clear that a major source of the woke contagion inside Disney has been surgically excised by Bob Chapek. And this is a wonderful thing, because it signals that despite Chapek being forced to bend the knee to Peter Rice's Woketivist hordes, now Chapek has risen and exacted revenge on Peter Rice. And it is a major development that the Disney board itself issued a statement of support for Chapek. The board agreed with this firing of Peter Rice, and therefore this action may not be an outlier, but the shape of things to come. This may well mean that Chapek is not finished, but was merely delayed in course-correcting Disney away from the extreme left, back to the center of the political spectrum where it belongs. which is exactly why woke Hollywood is so freaked out. They're riddled with wokeness, and the Walter Kites Foundation has spread their agenda far and wide in that terrible, terrible place. This was a major blow to wokeness, my friends, have no doubt about that. And it's just one more sign that we are winning the war on woke. How far will they take it, and will the Disney board renew Chapek's contract? We don't know at this point, but we do know that this was a major move, and Hollywood is not happy about it. And when Hollywood is not happy, an angel gets its wings. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha